update after my surgery, which is now 1 week and 1 day post-op for my vertical sleeve gastrectomy and gallbladder removal. So I thought I'd just go over my journey. If anyone's from the UK and stuff can somewhat relate, I suppose, though it might be different because I went privately and I couldn't get it on the NHS. So because I didn't have any comorbidities and stuff, so I was told I probably won't be able to have it on the NHS, so I paid a lot of money and I went privately. I'm also in my rat room at the moment, so if you see any rats on me, they're not wild. They're just gonna play with me a little bit. One moment. I need to treat them. Anyway, so my surgery was on the 14th of April, which was last Thursday, and today is Friday, which is the 22nd or 21st, one of them. I went into the hospital at 7 a.m. I was told to be there for 7:30, but I went in there a bit earlier because I hate being late. So we went in earlier and we got admitted just after 7, like 7:20, something like that. Had to wait in the room for maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, thereabouts. And then basically everything just started going real quickly. So the surgeon came in, he told me that I was the first one in line for the day. So it's just basically gonna start going and that's it. And so the nurses came in and took my bloods and blood pressure and the pregnancy test and all that sort of stuff. And then I went into the surgery. I think it was maybe 8:30 at that point in the morning. Fell asleep. I woke up 2 hours later. Everything on fine. I mean, because it's 2 things being removed basically. 2 hours was a very good time. Now the surgeon said everything went really well, and the gallbladder was huge and full of stones, so I'm very glad that it got taken out at the same time, because otherwise I would have definitely had issues with it from the weight loss I'm going to have from the sleeve initially, which is going to be quite rapid. So I'm glad that came out, because I wouldn't imagine it would end well if I had to wait with the gallbladder for it to play up for me again later down the line, and then having to have an emergency surgery or something like that, which at my weight, for normal surgery, they generally try not to do a surgery on my weight, of a patient my weight. So yeah, I'm glad it got done at the same time. I woke up 2 hours later, like I said, in pain, but wasn't feeling ill or anything. It's just obviously soreness and uncomfort and that sort of stuff, which is normal. I mean, it's surgery. I got given some painkillers, and I got rolled into my room, and then I spent the rest of the day and night basically coming in and out of sleep, because that anesthetic hit me hard. As I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people, but it was just difficult to like keep my eyes open. I know my boyfriend told me like the other day that he obviously sat by me for most of the day, and apparently his arm was like bent over backwards, like trying to hold my hand, because it was so uncomfortable. But I couldn't move because I was plugged up with everything. I was plugged up with the oxygen in my nose and the blood pressure thing going off every hour, and the puffy things on the legs to prevent clots, and the ECG and everything like that. So yeah, I was kind of drifting off most of the day, taking painkillers in between and sipping water in between. I had a bit of kind of dry heaving after taking in not just water on its own, but generally when I got some morphine orally, that just didn't like stay down, and I had to drink some water right afterwards because it was just too sweet. and it would just make me really ill and basically started dry heaving. But that only happened that first day and first night. After that, I got taken off all of the things mostly and just got some cannulas on in my hands for the future fluids and antibiotics and that sort of stuff. So the second day, I was told by the nurse is the worst day, but I don't think so. I think the first day and first night is the worst, and then the second day, it obviously depends on how you feel, but for me it was pretty good. I was up and walking, trying to move around, because then like the puffy things off the legs got taken off, so I started walking around. I drank a little bit of water. I think I got my first meal that evening, which was a bit of, what did I get? I think I got some yogurt, which I found very extremely sour, like more so than normal. I don't know if that was like a post-op sort of a feeling, but I've had yogurt since and it's fine, so it might just been like that particular yogurt, maybe, I don't know. But I think I had like 2 teaspoons worth of it, and I stopped. Not that I was full, but I was kind of uncomfortable anyway. I just kind of didn't want to push myself, so yeah, I took some painkillers the second day. I think I took 1 painkiller the third day, and I stopped taking painkillers because they are nasty. I'm getting tramadol, which is horrible, terrible. Oh, it just makes me want to puke when I just smell it. Like if I just smell the tablet, it's ugh. So I figured I'll suffer through it and I'll skip the painkillers. I had to take one yesterday because I'm doing a walk every day to make sure obviously the circulation is going fine and everything, and the only thing that hurts is just the stitching in the muscle wall, like the only part that has any stitching in it. All of the other incisions don't even hurt a little bit. So yeah, I stayed in the hospital from Thursday, which was the surgery day, until Sunday, because it was quite far to travel for me in car. It's like 3.5 hour travel. So the surgeon basically just wanted to make sure I'm really good, like, and monitored constantly until I go home, so that there's no chance of any leaks and anything like that. Because overnight, surgery day and overnight, I was constantly plugged up to the machines. He said I definitely don't have any leaks, I don't have any complications with the sleeve or the surgery or the gallbladder, because they would have seen it by then basically. Obviously I need to still be aware of that it can potentially happen sometime down the line, but he said it's most likely on people who get released from the hospital really soon and the leak isn't noticed initially, that basically kind of heals itself and then starts again and heals itself and starts again, and then it might flare up a couple of weeks down the line, at which point the leak would be noticed. So my mind was put at ease basically because I stayed there for 3 nights. Since coming home, which I came back home this Monday, I have been trying to obviously drink my water, and I'm doing really good with that. I just need to remember to drink it really, but like I can actually get on a good amount of water, and it's not a problem. Yeah, one of the rats is running around me, so if you hear any noise, that's what it is. Food-wise, I haven't gone crazy and gotten like loads of protein stuff and whatnot, because I don't even have a protein protein goal for a day from my nutritionist. Like, she didn't particularly say to focus on it. More than that, I need to try and stay lower carb and lower fat, and then obviously pay attention to protein. Try and eat protein with every meal and so on. So I've been taking in, I think, like between 60 and 70 grams of protein every day, with some protein extras obviously, because I do have protein powder, but I just didn't like go over the top of like drinks and whatnot. I got a couple of things. I got them from Sorry about the noise. Zoe! What are you doing? Anyway, yeah, I got stuff from My Protein, which is a UK-based company, I believe, and they do really good protein powders. I've always gotten them from them, and it's quite cheap, quite affordable, and nice taste and all that. So I've had protein powder which was stevia vanilla flavored, which I've had for a while, and I still use that now. And I got some low carb, low fat, like zero sugar added vanilla protein shake, like individually little cardboard things, little boxes of milk, which are very sweet, but it did the job for me just after coming out of hospital, basically. But I had to sip it for like half an hour, but it did the job. And I got some protein pudding, which is also low sugar, low fat, and it's delicious. And it has, I think, 20 grams, 15 or 20 grams of protein in like a normal yogurt cup. The restriction has been a bit strange to get used to, actually, because I don't know, I do feel hungry. I thought I wouldn't feel hunger after the surgery initially, at least, but I do feel something. It's not as extreme as hunger would normally be for me, like prior to surgery, where I feel like I need to have something now, else I will collapse. But it's just sort of uncomfort, and I feel it kind of helps, because I do need to eat every 3 to 4 hours and so on. So it sort of helps, but the restriction is definitely working. So it's not like nothing's gone wrong with the surgery per se. I just need to get used to it. I'm able to eat maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons of food at a time, depending on the food. But I find if the food has quite a bit of fiber in it, or fibrous, like chicken or sweet potato, something like that, it fills up really quickly. So sometimes even less than that. Less than the 2 or 3 tablespoons. I have some smoothies as well, blueberries and zero fat Greek yogurt, which has a bit of sugar in it, but it's under, it's lower sugar than like normally zero fat stuff would have. I try and avoid that as much as I can with the yogurts, because like some yogurts, if they're zero fat, they're gonna have a lot of sugar in it. So, but the Greek yogurt, the plain Greek yogurt, isn't too bad. I have that. I have some blueberries and that sort of stuff. I've really enjoyed making some stuff with sweet potato and a bit of cheese for a bit of extra protein and stuff. It's not a huge amount of protein there, but it does fill me up, and it does have obviously some vitamins and whatnot. So I have that. Some chicken soup, which is just chicken and broth in a blender, and it's also very, very filling. I am currently on the puree foods, and I will be starting soft foods mid-May, I think, thereabouts, which is basically, eggs, bananas, things that don't need a knife to cut, basically, so soft foods, which I'm really looking forward to. Gonna make like shepherd's pie and things like that for that. What else? Said it's been a week and a day now. The only pain I get is from the side, which is quite uncomfortable, but it's only uncomfortable when I move, or when I twist in some way. So if I'm just sat or standing, it doesn't hurt at all. If I walk, it hurts a little bit, but it's nothing to worry about. Like, it's nothing major or extreme that would make me worry. It's just because I just had surgery, so it hurts, obviously. Let's see, do I need to ramble anymore? I only know my weights in kilograms because, again, hashtag team metric system, yay! And I have lost, since my pre-op diet, I have lost, I think, 13 kilograms, which is around 28, probably 28 pounds, something like that, since my pre-op diet. And I started my pre-op diet, I think it was 395, something like that. pounds. So you can, I don't know, you can Google it. I started at 178.2 kilograms and I'm now 165.5. I've weighed the same 2 or 3 days ago, and I weighed myself this morning and it's the same. So I wouldn't be surprised it would be a little plateauing, because the calorie intake in terms of pre-op and post-op is kind of similar actually, because I eat more often because I have to, and I eat smaller quantities, but the food that I eat has a bit more calories because I have the, you know, extra, like, I try and make sure that it's not, you know, like a 50 calorie meal like for a meal, because that's just ridiculous. Like, I try and it's not over 1,000 calories. I stay under 800 more likely than not over a day, which is less than the pre-op, but it's similar. So I'm guessing, I've heard of the 3-week 3-week plateau. That's the word I'm looking for. And my pre-op lasted 2 weeks, and now I'm 1 week post-op. So 3 weeks thereabouts. So I'm not too bothered really. I mean, I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm not gonna weigh myself every day. I'm not gonna give myself that misery. One moment, just gonna give a raspberry to the rats. Come here, lovely. One sec. Kerrigan. There you go. There you go. Oh, they're enjoying it so much. So I don't know. Can I switch cameras? I can't. Anyway. Yeah, so doing good, losing weight, feeling good, definitely weighing less, and I start noticing, you know, bits and bobs like coming off of my face, and bits and bobs coming off my face, fat mainly, coming off my face, and I measure myself as well. I started measuring myself pre-op, so the pre-op diet, first day I measured everything, and I am losing inches, centimeters, whatever you choose to do it in, which I think is a very good thing to do for people who are worried about plateaus and whatnot, because you may still be losing inches, and which is the point really, is to look smaller, you know, even if the scale isn't moving. So I want to do that. Sticking to water, drinking my supplements. There's too many. I have fragment injections, which is to prevent the blood clots and stuff like that. My first post-op appointment will be on the 31st of May, which is 6 weeks post-op. And yeah, everything's going good. I keep an eye out for new recipes and things like that. And no one's probably watched it this long, but if you have, I don't know, internet hugs for you. I hope everyone who's still having surgery this month and next month and whatever months to come in the group is doing fine. And anyone want to come here? Let me see if I can get one of the rats to say goodbye. Come here, lovely. Oh, you teeny little one. There's my smallest one. There's my little Shaw. Hi. Yeah, the lovelies. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at some point in the future. Bye.